which is spirit is spirit. Flesh gives birth to flesh. And spirit gives birth to spirit. I need to say that again. Flesh gives birth to flesh. And spirit gives birth to spirit. Nicodemus, if you want what your soul is looking for, listen, you've got to come out of your flesh. You've got to come out of being self-righteous and thinking you're right and superior to others. You've got to come out of legalism, of trying to meet protocols and practices and tradition and empty routines and rituals. Come out of the flesh and get into the spirit. I don't know why you came to church this Sunday morning, but can I tell you how I'm feeling it right now? If your club, clique, and clan is in the flesh, and you have pledged unswerving fidelity to your crew that doesn't have an ounce of spirituality, then you will always be in the flesh and lost in the building, even though God is speaking to your heart. But if you really, really want to become a spiritual man or woman or child, and you want to have an aptitude to understand spiritual things and to be able to catch the vision, then you must be born again. If you really, really want to be a mature spiritual person, understand what Jesus is saying to you, then sisters and brothers, it's time to come out of your diapers. Come out of the groups who are in the flesh and become the spiritual person that you are capable of being. When you come to church and hear the word of God preached, when you are in the flesh, your focus is on the preacher, the people in the pews, getting ready after you leave church. Did you see that? Did you hear what they said? Well, I didn't like that. He could have said it differently. She needs to watch her step when she walks around me. I'm getting tired of him. Who does she think she is? She's got just a little bit more, too much attitude for me. Flesh begets flesh, begets flesh. But when you're in the Spirit of God, you come to church